This is the materials you're going to need. I'm using a size 4 worsted white 100% acrylic yarn, a medium size hook, this is 5mm, and a needle, yarn needle. Let's get started. The first thing we have to do is make a slip knot. To do so, we're going to wrap it around our fingers once, cross it in the back, slip this through like so, pick up our crochet hook and insert it there, and then just remove our fingers and pull it tight. Now we're going to pick up our yarn and we're going to start making some chain. How much chain to make? Well, it depends if you're a small, medium, or a large. I will leave the sizes in a description, but we're going to measure to make sure. So let's just make some chain. I've chained up about 54, and now I have to add 5 for our turnaround. So whatever you, when you measured it, whatever you think it's correct, that you get the desired width, make sure that it's divisible by 3. So you want whatever number of chains you have, it has to be divisible by 3. And then now we're going to add 5, and that is our turnaround chain. That doesn't count as part of your overall width that you're trying to achieve. Okay, so I got my 51 for me. I'm just gonna do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I want to making sure that our chain is straight. We're gonna pick up our yarn and we're gonna start with row 1. For that, we're gonna do a double crochet. To do that, we're gonna pick up our yarn on the hook and we're gonna insert into the 4th chain. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So into here, I'm going to insert my hook, pick up the yarn, pull it through once, should have 3 on the hook, hook it, pull it through 2, should have 2 on now, hook it, pull it through 2. That was just a turnaround, so we can have a nice little circle here. Okay, moving on to double crochet, it's the same stitch. I'll do it slow the first one. So we pick up our yarn on our hook. We always insert into our chain, pick up our yarn on the hook, pull it through. You should have 3 on. Hook up our yarn, pull it through 2 this time. Should have 2 on. Pick up our yarn and pull it through 2. That's what we call a double crochet because you're going through 2, 2. So pick up our yarn, inserting it into our chain, pick up the yarn, pulling it through once, 3 on, hooking it, pulling it through 2, hooking it, pulling it through 2. Okay, so we want to finish the whole row with the same stitch. So come to the end of our row. There's one more stitch here I have to get. There we go. That was the first stitch we did. Okay. So now that I'm finished my row, which looks like this, we want to turn our work around. So simply, we're just going to turn the work around because now we're going to be going this way. And now I'm going to be chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to pick up a yarn and I'm going to insert into the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, there's my 3rd. Insert in here and do a double crochet. So that's going to be our stitch. Our stitch is going to be chain 2, hook up our yarn and double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So we always have to count. So 1. So this is where the first one was. So we go 1, 2, so into the 3rd, which is here. And we double crochet. And again, chain 2, and we skip 2 and insert into the 3rd one and do a double crochet. So do that all the way through to get this beautiful airy stitch. So you want to construct this in 2 panels for the reason that it's easier, it looks better on you when it's seamed at both ends, and also it's forgiving in case your measurement is off and you measured your front to be a bit tighter or a bit looser. That way you can adjust your second panel. You can make it shorter or you can make it longer. So I've turned my work around and I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to pick up my yarn and go right above this post. It should be our 3rd. I don't have to count anymore. Insert and double crochet. Okay, so that was my turnaround stitch. Now I'm going to be chaining, same pattern, chaining 2, picking up our hooking over, inserting just above the post, which should be our 3rd, and double crocheting and chaining 2, hooking over, and just above the post, which should be our 3rd, and double crocheting. So this is our pattern all the way around. So I'm reaching the end of my row here. I'm just going to finish up. So chain 2 and in my post, above my post, right here. And this will be my last stitch. Now for the last one, you can see it doesn't have any posts. You kind of have to count. So chain 2, yarn over, and then you just count. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3rd. So we want to insert it into the 3rd. Just right there. And pulling it through, and we're going to do our double crochet. There we go. And now we're going to turn around and we're going to chain up 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, and again just above the post, which is the 3rd stitch. It's our double crochet and chain 2. Remember our pattern now? Chain 2 and double crochet just above the post, which should be our 3rd stitch. And this is the pattern that you want to carry on through the whole thing. Okay, so you do, when you reach the end, you chain up 5 and you start double crocheting just above the post, and then you chain 2, double crochet above the post, chain 2, double crochet above the post, chain 2, double crochet above the post, and you want to go all the way to the end, and then you turn around, chain 5, and then you work again and again until you get the desired length. Come to the end of my row. I've achieved the desired length, and I'm just going to finish it off. So this is our final stitch. And now hold your panel up and make sure that if you got the desired length, and that's the kind of length you want. Now that I'm happy with the length, how long I want the dress, I am good with finishing off the dress. To do that, we want to create just a little edge where it's easier for us to attach our straps to. So to do that, we're going to single crochet. So let's start by chaining up 2. And we're not yarning over this time, and we're going to be going into every single V. So if you look at the top, you'll see the V. So we're going to be going into every single V. So just insert it, and not the first one. We always skip the first one. So we're going into the second one. So I'm inserting my hook in there, yarning over, pulling through once, yarning over, pulling it through both hoops. So again, going into the next V, pulling the yarn through, hooking over, pulling the yarn through both, and inserting into the next V, yarning over, pulling it through, yarning over, pulling it through. So we single crochet all the way to the end. Now that I'm happy with the length, how long I want the dress, I am good with finishing off the dress. To do that, we want to create just a little edge where it's easier for us to attach our straps to. So to do that, we're going to single crochet. So let's start by chaining up 2, and we're not yarning over this time, and we're going to be going into every single V. So if you look at the top, you'll see the V. So we're going to be going into every single V. So just insert it in, not the first one. We always skip the first one. So we're going into the second one. So I'm inserting my hook in there, yarning over, pulling through once, yarning over, pulling it through both hoops. So again, going into the next V, pulling the yarn through, hooking over, pulling the yarn through both, and inserting into the next V, yarning over, pulling it through, yarning over, pulling it through. So we single crochet all the way to the end. All we're going to do is we're going to cut it like so. We're going to hook this and pull it through and tighten it. So let's start our chain, wrap around the finger, tuck it in, feed it through. It's our slip knot, and let's start making our chain. So just do about 50 of these, and then we'll try it on and see how it looks. Measure and be sure. So once we've done this, we take our panel, our front panel, and we're going to fold it in half. We're going to wrap it around our widest part of our body, which is the hips, like so. And now this is where we want to work. Before we start constructing on the second panel, we want to attach this and measure. So now that it's folded in half, I've taken the crochet needle out, the crochet hook out, and I put a safety pin in, and I'm going to put a safety pin through my holes here. Okay, so there's my chain. Just chained up a few, so now I'm going to do this again. Wrap it around my hips, and I'm just going to take my crochet and my chain and see that it's big. So what I want to do is I want to take out about 2 inches. So measure and be sure, and then we'll have the right measurements so we can construct our front panel or back panel. Now that I've got both panels completed, what I want to do is sew them together so we can have an edge, both sides on both ends. And we have to first of all cut some yarn. To do that, we need to measure. So try to go in 4 times. So we go once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So that's 1 panel. And then you'll have to do this again for the second one. So let's start working on the first one. Just find the end and make a knot. Do that. It's just like wrap it around once. So it's crossed. Feed it through. Just like our little hook. And then pull it through. So it's all the way, just like any other knot. So we take the beginning of our needle and we find our work, which is right here. And so what we want to do is, because we don't want a thick seam, because that is not too comfortable to wear, we want to crochet into the stitch here. See the little V's here and the little V's on this, on the both panels, hold them together. And we want to crochet right into that and out of the other one. So we're going into the chain, so we're just hooking one and then going across and just going into one and pulling it through. So that is our start. And just help with your fingers so you reach the end, because sometimes just a little comfortable. So there's the little end. So the first one, we don't want to pull too tight because we want to make sure that it stays in there. So now we're going to cross over the needle and go from the same end. Again, just hooking 1 to 1 on the other panel and pulling it through. So now just before it's all the way through, so we have to find it. So this is where you just have to lay it flat and just work with your hands because your yarn is quite large. So find your end, which is right about here. And now I'm going to reinsert my needle through the loop and pull it through out. And that creates a little knot. So what you want to do is you want to sew into every second stitch. So you don't need to be, even if you miss going to third, that's okay too. Don't need to do every stitch. So skip one, going into the second one. And you know how we measured the yarn before to get the length of how much yarn we will need? I did 4. Well, I'm looking at this and I'm realizing I don't have enough. So do 5. You want to measure 5 lengths of how much yarn did you think you're going to need. So I've come to the end. I've got a couple more here to get. There we go. And the last one right there and there. The very end I did every single stitch for the last 5. So this is now done. And I want to make sure that all this is flush, and if it's not, we're going to fix it. So we have to find the tail end of the panel, which is right there. And I'm going to cut this now. Always give yourself lots of tails so you can correct things. I'm just going to take these two and tie them together. Like so. So once and twice. And there it is. I'm going to cut. And we're done. Let's make some chain. So we're doing our slip knot and let's just start chaining. So we want to make enough chain to go the measurement. I just wanted to say is if you would like a thinner strap, you can single crochet after the chain. I did a double, which is what we're doing in this one, or you can do a triple if you would like a wider. So I think I got enough chain here. To do the turnaround, because we're double crocheting, we need to give ourselves a little turnaround hook. To do that, I need to add 2 more. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to hook over and I'm going to reinsert in a 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, 3. So in this one, I'm going to go in here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through, 2. Double crochet the whole row to the end. So again, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, you should have 3 on, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. So double crochet all the way to the end. I'm coming to the end of my row, last one right here. So now what we want to do is cut, get myself a little bit of a tail, just gonna cut there, take this and pull it through. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is cut away these tails now from the end. The next thing you want to do is lay your dress flat on the table. Make sure it's inside out, so your rims should be on either side. So once your edges of your dress is on either side, what you want to do is you want to count this. so you can determine the center. I've counted mine. I have exactly 20, so 10 of those would be half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this will be my center. So at this point, I am going to take my strap, and I know that my strap is going to be 5 and 5 on each side. So I'm going to count 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be right there. And I'm going to take a safety pin and pin it right through the hole and into that, just so I know where to do it. And I'll do it again on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be on the 5th one. Put it right through. And I'm going to do the same thing in the back. So counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to pin the back there. I'm going to count 5 from there, and I'm going to pin it there. So once we have this, we can start sewing. Now that we're ready to start sewing, just grab a little bit of yarn, snip it, and then take your tapestry needle. So now that I have my mark, what I want to do with this, I want to cover the first hole. So this is how we're going to sew it. We're going to sew it all around this rim here. And remember, we're inside out, so we want to be sewing on top of this. So this way on the good side, it's going to look like that. And this is how the finished product looks like.